Let's see if this correctly records here. Let's open Fraps and make sure that my uh, recording device, yes, is my new microphone. We'll see if this sounds good or not. So this will be a Christmas upload. This is one of the 3 games I played today. It's only 1v... Maybe I played 2 1v1 games today, but it's the only one I can probably get a replay for, assuming it doesn't bug. So we're going to go ahead and walk through a 1v1 game with Teferi. Mole, 1 land hand. Keep a fairly slow hand. No, this general really wants a fast man acceleration. I'll mull more aggressively with this commander, especially in 1v1, and especially if I know my opponent is good. But I really don't want to go down 5 with 3 mana sources. I've got 2 fetch lands for this top. I've got a hit card in Mind's Desire, and Mastermind's not a horrible card either. It's got some good synergies, and it's a decent stall. Can block for Teferi at very least. I think this game is going to bug because I put a Mishra's Workshop on bottom, I think, not an island. Maybe I did put an island on bottom, but this could bug instantly, which would mean you wouldn't get a game. We'll see if I draw the correct card next turn. He did, in fact, play Helmer Depths. I think I draw an island anyway. Okay, so maybe it's not going to bug, though the scry was a... Maybe it wasn't a workshop. Maybe there's another game I had a workshop I scried down. Pretty sure I did, though. Maybe the rest of the game will be alright. So, turn 2 Mastermind. I knew that I was getting the island, no reason to top right away. I am going to top on this upkeep, though. And we're going to see a Coalition Relic Island and a Hercules Recall. You could have taken the Hercule since we can actually use it, but we kind of want the Coalition Relic. And we don't really want the other cards, and I kind of want to be able to shuffle with top again. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the Relic and shuffle. He's a Walking Atlas, and he's a Rhystic Study here, so we're going to look with top, and we see a Cyclonic Rift, Trinket Mage, and Island. We're going to take the Cyclonic Rift and pass to his turn, and bounce it and pay for it to try to get around this Rhystic Study here. No land drop, but he plays a Hunting Cheetah. Just in case he has a land drop behind it or any kind of interaction, I'm going to go ahead and rift his Rhystic Study away now. And he, in fact, does not have a land. And we're going to shuffle, and we're going to put if you saw my stack there, I might have went a little too quickly. I'm going to get the 5th island with a remand underneath. So we can play the Coalition Relic. And we're going to leave it open because since he's mana screwed, we can kind of stonewall his Hunting Cheetah a little bit by bouncing our own Mastermind after the block and even replaying it, and still leaving 2 additional mana open to stop his Rhystic Study from coming back down. Yet again, just trying to prevent him from getting lands, just kind of trying to mana screw him. So we're going to block and we're going to have it bounce itself so he doesn't get his land. And then he's going to slam the Rhystic Study, and we're going to flop top into our remand, and we're going to say nope, and redraw our top. Now we draw the Hercules Recall. We're going to go ahead and go out to Teferi here. We're going to use the untaps, and we're going to play top and Mastermind, since he is mana screwed. And it can block Atlas to just kill it, and if he attacks just Hunting Cheetah, we're going to go ahead and sack it, because we're just on the keep him off lands plan here. And if he slams Rhystic Study here, which he does, it's going to give us a little window. So we're going to go ahead and look with top instead of charging that, since we got Teferi out. Now what do you see here? Mishra's Workshop, Sculpting Steel, and Mana Vault. Mishra's Workshop's going to go on bottom, because if you look, we have Hercules Recall, which we can do the trick I usually use with Chain of Vapor, which is you can bounce it with the top trigger on the stack, and we can actually get a Mind's Desire with 7 flips here by casting Mana Vault, Sculpting Steel, Sensei's Top, and then Mana Vault, Sculpting Steel, and Coalition Relic again, plus the Hercules Recall, before we flop our Mind's Desire. And though that's going to draw him a ton of cards off his Rhystic Study, he pretty much has to draw into Force of Will. And even if he does, he has to pretty much force a mana card pre-Mind's Desire, and even then we should be able to get it off since Teferi's already on board. So we're going to go ahead and flop top and then recall the Mana Vault and the top. And the Coalition Relic is going to draw us to Sculpting Steel. We're going to re-Mana Vault. We're going to copy Mana Vault. We're going to use Mana Vault to play Relic. We're going to play top. We're used to Fairy to untap. And then we're going to get Mind's Desire. We're 6 Storm triggers, which is Mind's Desire for 7. And we hit a Time Warp, a way to get rid of his Rhystic Study here. And we hit an Ugin the Spirit Dragon, which is disgusting. Counter spells for in case he has a counter spell. Even if he drew the Force of Will, he's pretty much screwed at this point. So we can just capsize his study away, take extra turn. And with Winter Orb, he doesn't really matter what he has. We're going to be able to lay that Winter Orb and play around our own Winter Orb with the Teferi. And just crush him with Ugin the Spirit Dragon here. And he goes ahead and scoops it up. So we'll see how this new mic works out. We'll see if I can get another game in here since that was pretty quick. See if I have any other 1v1 games on here. I think this one was played Christmas too, so I guess I can play this Christmas game. Looks like this is Jaleva against Child of Alara. I'm going to pause it here. Going a little too quick. Keep a hand that has Force with Pitch, Grim Monolith, triple land, and we had Duress, and we get a Thoughtseize off the top, so we have lots of ways to rip his hand. Go ahead and get the Underground Sea. He gets to play next turn. Looks like he's on some kind of Reanimator plan here. So, as you can see here, Is It Charm to let him dump and dig for his Reanimate, and we don't want that. Plus, we can take his Intuition with the Duress next turn. The other cards are way out of reach, so we easy grab here and Is It Charm. Gilded Lotus, I'm just going to go ahead and Duress him. I don't really need to rush the Lotus since he doesn't really have anything. He's got a Tasigur, which I guess is playable, but it's not really something I'm worried about. I don't really want to use a Mystical Tutor, because if he does get a good card, I want to be able to force. I don't have no pitch card yet. Toxic Deluge, not the best top deck, but now we can safely throw our Grim Monolith out, because we don't need to do anything else. He gets a Careful Study, and he is able to dump his Terrastodon. I'm wondering if he went for that pitch spell, or I'm more likely he went for a Reanimate. But like I said, we've got that Force backup. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and Gilded Lotus and a Night's Whisper. And we're going to pass on Force here. And I can't remember what I do next, because I don't really think I want to bend Force yet. Oh, he just scoops. Huh. I was going to say, I in this situation, I wouldn't use the Crack the LED to the Grim Tutor right away, because we're kind of in control of this game. His hand isn't really good. And it might be safer just to simply Grim Tutor for Ad Nauseam and pass. Or even simply, yeah, if we top decked a, I don't think I can do draw land. If we top decked a land, we'd be able to untap the Monolith as well, and possibly Ad Nauseam on turn. But we'd probably just grab Ad Nauseam and pass, and just cast the Force on whatever good spell he has in his hand. Yeah, I think my other Christmas games here were, I guess that was Christmas Eve. No, I'm just going to do a short game today. We'll see how this mic